Hey folks, it's Frithgar here. How you doing? Christmas tree here. I was just admiring it just a moment ago, thinking this is actually such a really cool idea. I'd like to see more map makers add a Christmas tree just as part of the seasons. I think it would be absolutely sensational. Be wonderful. Right. I have been a little bit busy. It is late evening early evening on day 5 of winter. We have 6 days. This one is now completely full, and I also have the bins aren't completely full, but there is stuff in the bins. We've now used all of our silage. Before we go any further, though, my question for next week. There, see, all the silage is gone. My question for next week is question for this week, I should say, actually. When we move to South America, would you like me to conduct that series from in-cab? Would you like me to try to do all of the driving in-cab, if at all possible? You know, anything that is possible to do in-cab, I would do in-cab, and then we keep the rest out of cab. So just to sort of give you an idea of what it's like, I will do this here a bit. Now, I have made it quite clear my own personal feelings on doing lots of in-cab driving, and quite frankly, I don't like doing it. I'm not a fan of in-cab driving. And I know that there are people who don't particularly like watching in-cab driving, but I'm getting more and more requests for more in-cab driving. So I thought that what I would do is I'd put it to a vote and find out if there are lots of people that actually like it or not. I mean, what would you like to see? So would you like me to do the next series like this where I do pretty much everything in-cab? Okay, so it's best if we don't do it like that. Or would you prefer me to stick to my normal style and keep it out of cab? So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now then, we've got a few bales of straw left on this trailer, so I'm going to pick these up and I'm going to put them into the house in here and tip them out, just so that we don't lose them anywhere, because it's going to start snowing soon. I don't think snow actually causes any issues. Which way does it go? It goes that way, like that. And there we go, and we can put that on there, and then we can pull it back in again. Oops. I keep driving into the wall behind me. I should look behind me to see the wall, and you can use the head tracking software to do things like this, except that I don't have head tracking, and I don't particularly like the idea of it either, because it does require just about all in-cab driving, and as I'm not a huge fan of in-cab anyway, and I do move my head around a lot when I'm recording, so yeah, I just don't like the idea of having to use the head tracking software, so it's not something I'm planning to do at the moment, or in the near future. Maybe later on, maybe if we do a full VR farming simulator, something like that later on, then maybe I will. Can I get through here? I don't think I can actually fit through this doorway. Okay, so we can't fit through the doorway with the bales piled up like that, so let's just take that one off, and if I pick that one up there, I might be able to do it like this. If I close that one down, it's going to pinch 2 of them. And see, you can't judge the distances at all. It's just flat. But at the same time, there are plenty of people who think that this is a much better way to do it. So I am going to I'm going to do it for a little bit on this episode, at least. Not a huge amount, just some. So just dump that in there, and I'm going to get that other bale in here. So it's just so that it's all undercover, and we don't have to worry about it getting damaged in the ensuing snowstorm that is going to be hitting us very soon. You can see there, it's looking like it's going to snow. It's cold temperature as well, so hopefully this will fall as snow and we will actually have snow on the map. We've had all this time with seasons. We've had only 1 year that we played in, and I think it was Windwalker was the person who actually pointed out that if I was running this at 9 or 12 days per season, I was going to regret it, and I would end up only being able to do 1 year in the whole series. I said, no, that won't happen. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll cope. Turns out he was right. He was definitely right. And anybody else that pointed out at the beginning that it was too long and we wouldn't be able to do this properly, yeah, you were right. I was wrong. I should have I should have stuck with 6 days. I should have done that right from the beginning, and we should have done it a little bit differently. Right, actually, you know what? That one can just stay there. There's no need to move it. It's not going to be in the way. So let's start fast forwarding time. Last day of winter. We're going to see if we get any snow. If we don't, we're going to get through into the spring so that we can just finish off the ploughing with our case over that way, and then we can get going with the planting. I'll just very quickly show you the drills that we're going to be getting. And where are we? Windrows, cultivators, ploughs, sowing machines. And we are going to be using this Horsch Pronto 9DC. Wonderful machine that is. Plenty of maneuverability. You can get in around the small stuff because it's quite short, so it's not a really long one. Not like this great monster here. This one here is much smaller, and it's got the maneuverability. You can sort of squeeze in around everything that you need to. And so now we are going to go skip the night. Is it going to snow overnight and put snow on the ground? It's snowing. Oh, look! We've got an actual snowman. Oh, that is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. We've got a snowman. Oh, the attention to detail on this map is just so beautiful. It is so amazing and beautiful. It's fantastic. A snowman on a map with the Christmas tree. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is absolutely glorious and wonderful and gorgeous. I love it. And we have our snow. At last, we have our snow. There we go. There's the snowman. The snowman and the tree. Right, let me just get rid of the map a second because, yeah, you've probably already seen. This is definitely going to be the screenshot. There's no way that we couldn't have this as the screenshot. Let's just do that right there. We'll chop the top of the tree off just a little bit because that snowman has got to take pride of place. Look at him. He looks so worried. He does. He just looks so worried, the poor bloke. Oh, that is brilliant. The first ever farming simulator snowman that I have ever seen is just awesome. That is brilliant. So this is winter in Gorale, ladies and gentlemen. Winter in Gorale, and it looks fan-schmabulous. This is just awesome. So we got a little bit of space here, and there is snow on the ground over here. Snow on the ground around the crops. Oh, this is beautiful. Today, we are having a snow day. We're going to play. We're going to go out. We're going to play around. We're going to move some stuff about. There's hardly anything in there, so we don't need to worry about that. We can ignore those. What should we take for our snow day? Well, first of all, we're going to go and get our scooter. So let's just slow down time. We'll go back down to just normal 9 o'clock. I need to move you out of the way. Oh, first we need to try and repair this bad boy. So let's just go to here, and then you go Alt-R. Actually, no, you've got to be at the garage to do that. Where is... he doesn't want to start, does he? I thought that was our garage in there. So where's our garage? Where's the repair point for the farm? Is there a repair point for the farm? I don't think it says on there. No, it doesn't. So in which case, where do we go to repair our vehicles? I thought it was there. I really did. I thought it was in that workshop there. But maybe it's not. You can see the way we're already sliding around. We might have to actually go to the dealership in order to be able to repair things. And that's not really how I wanted to do it. Is there actually a repair point on this map? I know there's a new version of Gorale out, and I tried updating the map to it, and I couldn't get it to work. It absolutely crashed, it froze, it was horrible to behold, and it wasn't going to do anything at all. So I quickly got rid of it, and I reverted back to the old version. So I don't have the latest version of Gorale. So there are some things that are a bit different on the new one compared to this one, but I don't think there's actually a great deal. I think it's just sort of small things. So yeah, it's nothing major that we need to worry about. But now, what you've got to watch is what happens when you... Look, see? You slide. Look at the sliding on this thing. It's just absolutely... Oh, it's going to go into the tree. There was a mod in FS13 that was out. I don't know if it was available in FS15, but it basically was a damage mod, and if you drove into stuff, you damaged your vehicles, and then you... Oh yeah, and yeah, we're going sort of away from realism a little bit while we have our snow day and we have a play around, but some of it's realistic. And yeah, you had this damage mod, so the more you drove into things, the more damage was done to your vehicle, and then you had to go and repair it. You had, I think there was a repair vehicle you could take, and there was also a repair point, so you could drive your vehicle to it and you could repair it. But it was hideously expensive to repair your vehicles. It really was. It was like almost like a realistic mod, where if you trashed your vehicle, it would actually cost you quite a bit of money to repair it. The thing was, though, it wasn't very forgiving. If you drove into a little fence, just a little fence, a little shrub, anything like that, and it would do a massive amount of damage to your vehicle. And your vehicle would also deteriorate slightly over time, which I personally found to be a little bit frustrating. I didn't like the idea. I mean, obviously, yes, it would do, but I still didn't particularly like it. I wasn't that much into super realistic gameplay in FS13 anyway. So, yeah, I tended to... I didn't use it very much. I used it a bit, tried it out, and then fairly rapidly got rid of it, to be honest. But, that being said, there's a lot to be said for a damage mod. I think a damage mod would actually be pretty cool. So I don't know if there are any damage mods available in this game. Now, how does this one cope with the snow? He doesn't like to turn, but can we get it to, like... The one thing that has... it's sort of slow to turn, but it doesn't actually seem to want to slide the back end around, and that is a little bit disappointing to me. Because, yeah, you can see that it's not sliding the back end of any of the vehicles around. It doesn't really do that. It does if you have a trailer. It whips the trailer around quite enthusiastically. We'll do that in a minute. Let's just try jumping this. Oh, that is brilliant. Look, you just know. Look, okay, this is realistic, because you just know if you had one of these things and you could be jumping this in the winter, you could go racing across the pond, you know you'd be doing it. Don't try to tell me that you wouldn't, because I know you would. Okay? Don't try to fool me with your, oh no, I wouldn't do that, it might damage it. Of course you'd do it. I mean, you probably wouldn't do it like that, but still. Of course you'd do it. Everybody would do it. I mean, yes, you might only do it once because you get catapulted off the bike and you break your arm, and then you realise the error of your ways, but everybody's got to do it once, surely. Admittedly, I've never actually done it with a motorbike or a scooter. I have done it with a quad bike, though. I used to do this with a quad bike, used to go racing around. Great fun. You get your quad bike going just right. It's absolutely awesome. You got to be very careful when you go over something with a quad bike that it doesn't sort of launch you forwards. It does have a tendency to try to kick you forwards, and you don't really want to fall off the front of a quad bike, because quad bikes are generally fairly heavy. So if you go off the front and then the bike drives over you, it's not going to be a pleasant sensation. It's absolutely not. So, no, I wouldn't recommend doing that too much. Let's just go back over here one more time. And over... Okay, we're going to need to go round once more. I may actually sell these bikes fairly soon so that I can go and tweak them and put them on the Texas map and get them doing like 300 miles an hour before I jump them over the gorge. And there we go. I've just had the accident. You knew I was going to have an accident at some point. It was just inevitable. It was just one of those things that was bound to happen. Can we hop over the fence? Yes! Yes! I did it! I did it! I went straight over. I landed on the wheel, so it was realistic. I didn't injure myself. Admittedly, I have just come off the bike in the field, so chances are I just did that with a broken arm, but still. It was realistic. The series is all about realism, so we did it. It was a realistic approach to leaping elegantly and gracefully over the wall and back into the yard. Right, I think we'll park this one up here before we do any more damage to ourselves or the machine. There we go. That was a lot of fun. That really was a lot of fun. Now then, for our next exercise, we are going to take a look at the... Ooh, that one was a bit slow starting up. Now... we're about realism in this series, so we do need to make sure that we go towards realism. So, what we're doing now, the purpose of this next exercise is not to break realism or anything like that. No. The purpose of this exercise is to just take a look at the physics of the map and the physics of the snow, and just sort of see how things work when there is snow on the ground, just so that you get a better understanding of how vehicles and so on respond to said snow on the ground and what might happen, so that you can avoid having a nasty accident on your own farm when you're playing the game with seasons. So this is purely in the name of scientific research, okay? I'm not being ridiculous. I am not messing around foolishly. This is scientific research that is for the benefit of everybody watching, because no doubt some of you will be using seasons. And I don't think this tractor is the one for the job. I really don't. I know that we've souped it up a little bit, and we did sort of do some extras to it, but I just don't think this is the one for the job. No. I think what we need to do is we need to just jump out a minute. We'll just unhitch that trailer there, and we'll go racing off with his tractor, and we'll park this one up over here somewhere. Just so that we'll probably want to put that one back on that green trailer, actually, because I use it for a bit. Whoa! Okay, so brakes are not good on the snow. The ground is frozen solid underneath, and then the snow has landed on top. It's a bad combination. You're just going to keep moving. Whichever direction you start, you're going to have a job to stop. Okay, it doesn't like slowing down. It doesn't like stopping. It doesn't like doing any of the above, really. So we jump out. We can hitch that one on. There we go. Turn it off. That's that dealt with. Now we need to come over here. And we can just take a look at how it responds with this trailer here. But this trailer is quite big. We want that turntable trailer over there, and we want to see how that one responds to it. So we'll just do this one. We'll just go for a little jaunt over here, around the telegraph pole, and onto the road, into the path of oncoming traffic, and absolutely terrify the poor drivers. Just because why not? You know, we're doing everything else wrong here today. We may as well. And yeah, we're just not. It's just not turning. Look at that. And look at the slide on that thing. It's fantastic. It really is absolutely fantastic. Let's back this one up here, as we're not going to be wanting to do much with it for a little while anyway. So we can back him up there. You know what? We're right there. I think it's a good spot. It's an excellent spot right there. So let's take the PTO off, and then the tractor, and then we can turn around and we can dump this one down as well. Lower that one down. Take the PTO off, and then the machine itself, and we have a tractor all on its lonesome. Now this tractor is actually about the same as the Ford, but I think it's getting it to move in a straight line is a bit of an impossibility, actually. I love the way it slides sideways like that. I have actually had a tractor doing that. I have driven like a absolute fool in the snow with a tractor. Admittedly, I didn't have a trailer on because I had more sense than that. But yes, I have slid a tractor partway across a field sideways in the snow. It's so much fun, it really is. And it's quite a big tractor as well. I was quite surprised at just how far I managed to go sideways with the vehicle before it stopped moving. My boss was a little bit surprised as well, and she did point out that perhaps if I wanted to retain my status as an employee, perhaps I wouldn't do that too much. You know, we all have to have our fun, she said, but perhaps you didn't ought to do that with the expensive tractor, considering that she'd not long ago paid £35,000 for the tractor, and yeah, but perhaps if I was going to do something quite that stupid, I should be using the £5,000 tractor, and then I could pay for it if I broke it. And she was quite stern about this. I mean, I suppose, fair enough, I was just a teenager and messing around and being stupid. And then, later on in years, I did actually do it again. Only this time, I was an adult. I was 22 years old, and I was working on an estate, and we had snow everywhere. And it wasn't just me. Everybody had a turn. We had 100-acre fields on that estate, and we took a couple of the biggest tractors. John Deere 7700s, it was two of them. And we took those up, so they're about 185 horsepower, I think they are. So small by some people's standards, but 15 years ago it was fairly big. And we took those 180 horsepower tractors. Look at that spin! It's fantastic. And we went flying around in this 100-acre field that was waiting for spring cropping. And it was so much fun. It was all frozen solid. We had a good layer of snow there. It was brilliant. Just spent the day, well, we didn't spend the day, we spent a couple of hours in between doing our work. It was awesome. It was so much fun. So it's kind of pretty much doing what I'm doing here, only we didn't have a trailer on because we didn't want to risk jackknifing it and damaging the tyres. So if anybody has ever had the chance to do that, get in the comment section down below, let us know, tell us all about your experiences, what you did, what stupid thing have you done with any vehicle in the snow, okay? Just now is the time to own up. If you've never admitted to it before, this is a safe place, okay? It's a safe place right here. You're able to admit to it. You're able to tell us what you've done. We won't judge you. There's no judgment here. We won't judge you. We will just accept what you've done. We will have a laugh with you, and we will move on. So this is that you can cleanse your soul here, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us what stupid things you've done with a tractor, with a car, with a bike, anything at all. I mean, ideally in the snow, but it doesn't have to be in the snow. It could be on wet leaves if that's what you want. I once nearly flipped a car on a bit of sand on the road. We had this old road, and I used to go flying up and do handbrake turns on it because it just had a light dusting of sand across it. Private road, and it was so much fun doing that. And then one day I got a little bit carried away, and the car spun around 3 times, hit the side, and went right up on 2 wheels, and it just sort of stayed there for a minute and then came back down with a crash. And I was actually quite lucky, because if it had gone over just a little bit more, it would have just gently rolled over onto its roof. And I don't think the car, even that old jalopy, I don't think it would have really done very well if it had been on up onto its roof. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be in the snow. Could be anywhere. Just let us know what stupid things have you done in vehicles. And I would just like to point out that I'm not actually condoning such acts. I'm actually saying quite clearly you shouldn't do these things. Anybody younger who's watching this series and who's watching this episode today, learn from our mistakes. Learn from the older generation. I'm 36 years old now. Am I 36? What year is it? It's 2017. Yes, I'm 36. I am 36. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from people like me. Learn from our mistakes and the stupid things that we've done with these vehicles, and the bad things that have happened as a result. And then you won't have to do it. You won't have to get into all this kinds of trouble. I mean, look at this thing. It's absolutely brilliant. We're going to unhitch this trailer in a minute, and we're going to do a little bit more spinning around with just the tractor itself, because, quite frankly, I want to jump the tractor up over this hill here. I want to see what we can do getting up here. I mean, I might actually regret this. I might land inside that hedge. This could be something that's really stupid. I might actually seriously regret this one, but whilst I will regret it, at the same time, it's going to be fun. You know it's going to be fun. So let's just stop here a moment. Leap out. Unhitch that one there. And here we go. So, and it's getting it lined up. See, even just getting it up to speed, you see, still trying to slide around. So this is going to be difficult. This is going to be difficult. And how can we do this? Obviously, we need to be realistic. So I don't want to be landing on a hedge or anything, because otherwise we will have to suffer penalties. And I was talking to you last week about my idea for the random events, disasters sort of thing that could happen. So many of you responded. I'm going to put in some work on that, and it will be ready for the start of our next series. I'm not going to do it in this series, but it will be ready for the start of our next one. Right, what have we got so far? Let's go. And, well, that was a bit... Okay. Quite frankly, that was anticlimactic. That was everything that we'd set up, everything that we'd sort of built up to that. Quite frankly, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed with that. It didn't really do anything at all. Now this tractor, I am not going to bring the roll-in. I don't think I've even got the roll-in enabled on this map, because that is completely unrealistic. But I've got an idea. I've got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful idea. You're going to like it. Some of you might not. Some of you may find this idea rather painful, but it's going to happen anyway. I'm very sorry. It's just something that needs to happen. It's got to be done. It's just one of those things that's got to be done. Right, this one has top speed of 70 kilometers an hour. That one's 70 as well. That was more powerful, so we'll go with that one. And we're going to go for the biggest engine. We're going to lease this one. Just ignore the leasing costs. Remember, we got piles of money at the moment because we have other people helping us with different things. So we can ignore the leasing thing. No, the whole point of this is our neighbour. Our neighbour is going to come in with his fast track. He's seen us playing around. He thought, you know what, that seems like a good idea. I'm going to go along and head over to Frith's farm, and I'm going to take my fast track with me. 2 people can have fun. He's not the only one that can have a bit of fun on a snow day, so we're going to take this one down. Oh, I bet, legal. We've got to stay legal. We've got to have our lights on. We've got to have our flashing beacon on. And we can bring it on over here. So let's carry on up the road. And now we can just go in here. And we want to go straight up that bank there. That's where we need to go so that we can get... That's got to be sort of the best point. 73 kilometers an hour. Over we go. And oh, it nosedived in and... Okay, straight through the hedge. Well, at least we don't have collision on the hedge. So it does sort of make it a little bit safer. Ooh. Maybe we should just try coming straight up through here instead. There's a bit more of a bank on there. Okay, we need to get a bit of a run up on this. We're going to go up this bank straight here. And, ooh, slide in. We're sliding. No, don't hit the tree! Oh, no! Well, it's not our tractor, it's okay. It's our neighbour. He's brought his tractor over. It's his lookout. If he's going to break his tractor on our tree, that's up to him. The only thing we're going to do is give him a bill for the tree. Okay, we wouldn't do that. Not to a friend. Not to someone who's come along to have a play around on a snow day. So, straight through the hedge and up. Oh. Well, that was a disappointment as well. Right, that didn't work because it's too much of a dip on the other side of the hedge. Quite frankly, I'm getting disappointed with this. I really am. I am wondering if we should be putting a picture of the fast track in the air as the picture for today, or if I should just stick with my original plan of having the picture of the snowman over there. I honestly don't know. Okay, so obviously by the time the video is released, you'll know which one I went for. Let me know if you think I picked the right one. That's all I want to know. Do you think it should have been the fast track or it should have been the snowman? And I really don't know which one. At the moment, I don't think the fast track is gonna cut it. I think the snowman is just a better picture. I think it's just taken a better picture all round. Anyway, I have just about run out of time. Today is obviously snow day. Everybody has to have a snow day now and then where you just have a mess around, a bit of a play, and you do sort of not quite so serious stuff. Tomorrow we are going to be getting started with our planting. It is late winter now, spring tomorrow, so we should be able to finish doing the ploughing, and then we're going to start fast forwarding time right now, so that we can get through the rest of the winter. And I wonder how well we can do if we jump over here like we were doing with the bike. How's that going to do? Sort of reasonable. Back wheels went down and round we go. Okay, that actually got the back wheels to go. That was pretty good. I love this. This is so much fun. Get seasons, even if it's just for this. Get seasons, fast forward until winter when you've got some snow. Put it on 3 days per season. Fast forward to winter, and then just start bombing around and jumping and sliding about on snow. It is great fun. Can we spin round and get... No, don't go through the hedge. Oh, so close. I almost avoided the hedge. Kind of got it. But yeah, tomorrow we are going to start our spring planting with 2 horse seed drills. We will have returned the fast track by tomorrow because it's not ours, is it? And so we'll be using the New Holland and the case. They will be getting started on the planting. We also, well, first of all, we've got to finish the ploughing with the case. But once that's done, telegraph poles. That would actually be quite pricey if you knock one of those over. Yeah, you'd get a big bill if you did that. My question for this week is, would you like me to do in-cab driving? This is in-cab driving in snow. And this is what it's going to look like when you do a jump or something like that. See, quite frankly, I don't think that this is as good. But, I mean, I've made my views quite clear on in-cab driving several times. I don't personally like it. I'm actually asking because quite a few people have requested it. And so I thought, well, why not? I'm willing to do it for one series. I'm willing to try to do... Whoa! Okay, that wasn't quite as planned. I am willing to do it for one series. If enough people want it, I am willing to do the in-cab driving thing for a series, and as much as I can. But, you know, obviously it's definitely something I would put to a vote first. I'm not just going to go and start doing something like this when I prefer to do the out of cab. I prefer the view that you get from out of cab. So let's just take this through and we'll have a little bit of a bomb around over in these other fields as well. So would you like this for a series, for the next series like this, or would you like me to stick with my standard out of cab view? It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. That really is all I got time for today. So if you don't like the kind of the snow day approach, fear not, it's only a one-off. This is supposed to be a realistic series, so we will go back to more serious shenanigans tomorrow. But until then, if you enjoyed the episode, please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. We are just going to see if we can hop this one up into the yard the same as we did with the bike. Can we do it? Can we do it? Up and... Oh! Okay, full flip. Full flip. Okay, admittedly that probably wasn't even close to realistic. That would have just utterly destroyed a £75,000 tractor. Not really what you want to be doing with your expensive fast tracks, is it? No, it really isn't. But anyway, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.